with Jey Uso spotted and more. This is Wrestling Rambles. My name is John, and you're watching the Wrestling Report. Mentioning the reactions to his outfits he gets from WWE superstar Seth Rollins told GQ, "I do know at least to my face I get a lot of compliments. Who knows what everybody's saying behind my back, but people seem to dig it. My favorite is when I show up in a slightly more subdued outfit, and some of the guys will be like, dang dog, I'd rock that in real life, man. That's a nice fit right there. They don't expect it." So there have been a lot of questions, but like I said, I don't think they don't want to take a chance, you know? I'm in the deep water already. They'd have to jump right in and it'd be a tough swim. It's an interesting vibe backstage, but I think everybody, just like the audience, is mostly just anxious to see what I'm going to pull up in next. Talking about his release from WWE in 2004, Zach Gowen revealed how it came about, telling the false finish, "It was just a culmination of my behavior and my inability to be a professional and to handle the responsibility of a WWE superstar. It's really that simple. My behavior, actions, and attitude led to me being released. He let me know it's not a talent issue, it's a maturity issue. It was almost fatherly the way he sat me down and told me I'm getting fired. I'll always remember that, and thank you, Jim Ross, for that." On that same show, Zach Gowen noted how he nearly signed with TNA prior to WWE. Martini looked at me and he goes, "Zach, don't sign. Whatever you do, don't sign." I go, "What the hell are you talking about? How the hell am I not going to sign a contract?" He goes, "Listen, I promise you this, WWE will call within the week, so do not sign." Jeff said, "Listen, Zach, we can't match that money. There's no way. We're a brand new company. We're young. We're trying to grow. But listen, if you stay with TNA, I promise you that we will take care of you in terms of your character." Recalling his AEW debut and what led to it, Rob Van Dam said during an interview with Denise Salcedo, "They've had this planned for quite a while actually. It was towards the beginning of the year when I started getting phone calls seeing if I was interested and even available, which it's pretty remarkable that so many months later, the first dates that were mentioned were the exact same dates that it fell upon, so that tells me a lot about how far ahead these guys think. Just like with anything, it's not real until it happens, and that's how I took it." What was really cool about Jack Perry is that he really wanted this match. He was a real fan, maybe of the whole hardcore extreme style or whatever, so it was a really organic fit. If it was just like thrown together, which a lot of matches are, every match is a compromise of what two completely different people bring together. You make the stew, you both got your own ingredients. Sometimes it's good. When you're RVD, it's always good. With Jack being extra excited about this particular match, that just made it that much better. When asked about comedy wrestling in WWE, Intercontinental Champion Gunther told Not Sam Wrestling, "It's how you use the things you do. That's the most important thing. I think a lot of wrestlers think about it too much as like, I got to do this spectacular stuff or this crazy maneuver to impress everybody. Like a regular strike won't get you that reaction or something like that. If you treat it like that from the beginning, and if you don't present it in a way that it's as important, it's never going to be received. Think back. Santino Marella got a hand and a sock over. It was a deadly weapon back then. He just used it like that. So I think that goes with a lot of things in wrestling. If you look at Sami Zayn's match with the Jackass crew, right? He just used whatever the Jackass crew had to offer. He just treated it as, okay, that's their offense. I mean, we'll see what the future brings. I had a few occasions where I did something in my career that was a little bit out of this serious competitive wrestling stuff, and it usually worked really well. If it's done the right way, there's a place and time for almost everything in wrestling. Look at DDT in Japan. That promotion is a good example. They have all that goofy stuff happening throughout the show. Then, to finish off the show is a super serious World Championship match, and everybody treats it properly because it's just different styles and different forms of entertainment, really. Speaking about what led to him needing neck fusion surgery, Trent Barretta said on Talk is Jericho, "It was on a crash pad. It didn't even have to be the move it was. We needed 4 moves where the guy on top slips behind started from like a fireman's carry and the guy on top slips behind. We need 4 different moves as reversals and we'll use whatever," and somebody said dragon suplex. Luckily it was on a crash pad, but the guy I don't think was a guy who did dragon suplexes. And he threw it how you would throw a German with a high arc. But he had my neck instead of my waist, so I just landed right on top of my head on a crash pad. And it wasn't like, oh no, I can't wrestle. It was just slowly for over 5 or 6 years, whatever it was, like I started getting worse and worse. Touching on the possibility of making a return to WWE, Teddy Long said this to WrestleBinge. "And that's how I feel too, man. If they call me for something, I'll go back and do them a favor, that's fine, but I don't want no full time." During a WWE live event, a young fan can be seen heckling Austin Theory. Saying this about a potential debut in AEW, the Sandman noted during the KNS WrestleFest virtual signing, "I've never talked to anybody in AEW, just so you know. Then again, I don't even know if they'd have my phone number. I'm so far out of the business, it's crazy." Giving a health update on AEW star Santana, Sean Ross Sapp, Fightful said, after a long social media absence, Santana recently returned and posted vignettes, but is yet to return to the ring. We confirmed that Santana is ready for an in-ring return. Staying on the topic of Santana returning to AEW, this was said about him possibly reuniting with Ortiz, as Fightful noted. For those asking, we're told that as of him being cleared for a return, he and Ortiz were still not on good terms. However, that had been the case for quite a while before the injury, and it's not impossible that the two can work together again following his return. Speaking of Ortiz, there's plenty adding to the traction that could mean he's planned for a spot on the Wembley AEW All-In card. Ortiz was scheduled for a Limitless Wrestling show next weekend, but was pulled from the event. In following up, we were told it was due to an AEW related obligation. There are several wrestlers not booked for the card that are being sent to the UK, but we've also heard of plenty that aren't. In a photo with his son Jey Uso and daughter-in-law Trinity Fatu, Rikishi showed off a new look as he shaved his head. After suffering a broken neck back in March of last year, Big E has not been seen in WWE, as he recently said this about a return timeline, telling Steve Fall of 10 Count Media, "We have no timeline, unfortunately." Reflecting on the final match of his current WWE contract, Edge wrote on Instagram, "Full circle pints of Guinness. From Dublin to Toronto and 19 years in between. Back now after an amazing trip home to Toronto. What can I say? I'll take that experience with me to the grave. Toronto, you brought it. Speaking of bringing it, Sheamus is a beast. As strange as this sounds, it was pure joy in there. Just two buds beating the hell out of each other. I knew he was great, but I didn't know how great. That dude is so insanely talented, spectacular at what he does, and just a damn hard worker. He is the epitome of work ethic. Can't teach that. Thanks, fella. It was an honor." Former WWE star Velveteen Dream recently took to social media and posted a cryptic video hinting at something coming soon. Matt Riddle's wife, who is pregnant, recently said this regarding her health, writing, "I wanted to share an update. I was waiting to do so for some good news. Baby is perfectly healthy and happy bouncing around, so we are blessed for that. Waking up at all is a blessing. My body is having a very hard time right now. It's been a difficult pregnancy, and these bizarre situations keep springing up and unfortunately present unforeseen challenges. I would like to explain more when I'm over this hurdle and have more definitive answers than questions. There is slow improvement and hope to be out of the hospital sooner than later. The doctors and nurses are doing everything they can, and I am grateful for them. As scary as it can be, these are reminders of our fragility and how precious our lives truly are. I am so thankful for Matt Riddle and our family for helping so much during this time and for always being by my side. Words won't ever be able to express my love for you. Thank you for your wonderful messages, thoughts, and prayers. They are received and greatly appreciated. Be kind to yourselves and others and tell people you love them." With Jey Uso last seen on SmackDown on the 11th claiming he is out of WWE, he has now been spotted for the first time since then, seen in a photo promoting Jacob Fatu's tag team, the South Pacific Savages. It remains to be seen when Jey Uso returns to WWE programming. And this was your pro wrestling news update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all later.